What are you doing?
Are you talking
Who is your favorite UFC fighter?
of all time or current?
All time.
I like Lyoto Machida.
They can be dead or alive.
Lyoto Machida.
I mean, in terms of what, though?
I just like his fighting style.
You know who? I mean, because, like,
He was-
what does favorite mean?
Uh,
I mean, when you say favorite, what are you asking me? What are you talking about? Favorite what? Favorite fighting style? Favorite to watch? Favorite just the whole deal? Like, think is entertaining, cool to...
oh, you're talking persona and everything.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if you're talking like fighting style, I like Lyoto Machida.
You're asking the question. So, like, what do you...
I'm answering the question.
No, you're asking, what do you mean, favorite?
Favorite. Right now, I'm just talking about fighting. Fighting.
Well, I'll answer it like this, since you won't clarify that. My favorite to watch ever, from top to bottom, you know,
You're talking everything.
in the ring, out of the ring, was Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, he's very entertaining.
Yeah.
Very entertaining. Very on the spot.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't phase him. You couldn't stumble him.
Yeah.
Chael Sonnen. Top to bottom, as you said.
Yeah, yeah.
Top to bottom. Just the lore around Fedor Emelianenko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fedor.
You didn't like Fedor?
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
Him and Chael fought in Bellator.
Yeah.
Did not, yeah. Fedor. Oh.
That's the talk. Like Fedor, there's no way to call him the greatest because he was never in the UFC. But I personally, now
Well, he wasn't the greatest MMA fighter ever, Fedor.
I agree. But I'm personally like no fighter. But the dang wars that he went through, like how could you not already think like he was spent with everything he went through in Pride?
Yeah.
Myself, personally. Now, if had he entered the UFC, he would have been ranked really, really high upon his entrance. So he may not have had to have a bunch of battles
Yeah.
to make it up there, you know, to the top tier. But man, he had some dang wars.
I don't know. I like Chael Sonnen. You know who else I like? Max Holloway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really like that he, you know, is so nice. Like, it's weird. You ever seen that? Where he'll be fighting and he'll, like, ask people if they're okay?
Yeah, yeah,
That's odd.
yeah.
I don't really
I
like
like
that.
Max Holloway.
But I like how he fights, and I just kind of like, I mean, I like that he, I like people that you can't ever knock out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like it because you get to see, like, boxing tried to embellish people's characteristics. Like they, like, blew them up like way bigger than what they really were. And in MMA, like, that's pretty, like, they might have pushed Conor McGregor a little bit to, oh yeah, you got
He
something.
was just,
You got something here, so like keep rolling with it. But like the Diaz brothers, like that's who they are. Cowboy Cerrone, that's who he is. All those Robbie Lawler, that's who he is. Like,
well, Colby Covington, that's not who he is.
no, he's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
just-
but I think everybody sees that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they dog that Joker
But
constantly.
but that's working.
Paddy Pimblett, that's who he is.
But that's working for Covington.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it
The
made him popular.
but
Because I hate him and love him.
yeah, and all the women's division, all them
I
people
don't
that
watch women fight.
But I'm telling you, dude, like women boxing and the women's fight, you don't like it?
No, I don't watch women fight.
Why not?
It's unbecoming of a woman to fight.
Well, they throw down.
I mean, no, like really though. Do you watch women's sports?
No.
Well, you do.
Well, MMA, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't watch women's sports.
I don't have anything against women's sport. What I don't.
Huh?
I don't have anything against women's sports.
You don't?
No. No, I don't. Who's that? The new fad is Caitlin Clark in basketball.
Yeah.
I haven't watched anything of hers, but I'm glad she's got the fame and success.
Why?
Why not? I like to see people be successful.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But why in particular? I mean,
If
are you doing something right now? Are you doing something weird with what you're saying?
oh no.
I think you are.
Are you saying what are you saying about women's sports? Like why don't it's unbecoming of a woman to fight? Is it unbecoming of a woman to swim competitively?
Well, just ask yourself, Corn. Do you think it's very feminine for a woman to put on long shorts to her knees and a singlet and a wristband and go out and start dribbling a basketball between her legs and shooting hoops? Really? I mean, you're going to tell me that that's feminine? Come on, man. Please, get real.
Are you trying to bring masculinity back? Is that what you're doing?
I think it's ridiculous for a man to do gymnastics.
I agree.
I mean, quite
That looks
honestly.
gay. That looks gay.
Now, having said that, what they can do is incredible.
Oh yeah, you got to be a beast, man.
Like, I wish I could do muscle ups, and the iron cross on the rings and all that,
yeah,
like the male gymnast can. I mean, in fact, I would like to train to be able to do pull-ups and muscle-ups that well. But see, that's not gymnastics. That's doing pull-ups and muscle-ups and the iron cross on the rings well. Gymnastics is a whole art form that's meant for ladies.
what about golf? What about golf?
Golf.
Yeah,
What about golf? Rory McIlroy just won the Masters, and he's a freaking cheater. Vijay Singh is a cheater. Tiger Woods was the greatest golfer of all time. I mean, what about golf?
do you think women or men should be playing golf, or both?
Um,
Do you think a woman golfer doesn't look very feminine?
huh? Well, I don't think a male golfer looks very masculine.
Okay.
But I don't think golf is just an activity.
You don't think it's a sport?
No,
What about NASCAR?
it's not a sport.
Well,
Do you want to go through what are sports and what are not? But I'm not.
but
Bing, back, boom, bow. But I'm pretty consistent on what I say is a sport.
okay.
Like, I don't. Let's
So-
go ahead and get the one out of the way that you'll think touches home with me: running or track and field or cross country or whatever you want to say, ultra running. None of that's a sport
You don't think that's a sport?
No.
Why?
because it's an individual thing. Like, to me, it depends on how you define sport. Obviously, like anything depends on. But I don't like. That's not what is meant by sport. It's an individual. Yeah, it's a competition. It's an activity. It's all those things, but it is not a sport. People use the term team sport, but what they really mean is sport. Basketball, football, baseball, those are sports by the purest definition of that word.
Right.
It's not diminishing running or anything. Like, people take it like an insult if you say golf's not a sport. It's not an insult. There's all kinds of stuff that ain't sports.
Right.
Running isn't, but it's not a sport. Like, darts is not a sport. Bowling, not a sport. Tennis is kind of one that is on the line there.
What about wrestling?
No, not a sport. It's not diminishing it. It's not diminishing it in any sense. It's,
So NASCAR's not a sport? Why not?
well, see, it's not just a team thing. I mean, they would even argue they have a team,
Right.
But it's not just a like, oh, it's a team sport, blah, 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 blah. But a team does play a factor in it. It's sport was laid out to be a confined, like the game is repeatable amongst, like the game is repeatable with no variance. Like those sports we're talking about, the venue changes, but the rule set and the time on the clock and the height of the basket and the dimensions of the football field never change. Does that make sense?
Right,
and
yeah.
the ball is the same. Like NASCAR, the races are completely different.
Right. Yeah.
It's not just the location; the laps are different. The length is different. The
Yeah.
cars are like, you know. That's why I think tennis is probably a sport, because all of that is. You know, the golf course, it's always different.
Always different. Yeah.
Running, it's always different. Track and field, that's real standardized. But then you get into the problem with the activity itself. It's an individual competition amongst others. Like, there's no sport about it. You know what I mean?
So what would you call it?
Like in the Olympics, they call track and field athletics. It's a thing. It's a activity.
Activity.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I can't say that I disagree. I haven't never really thought of it like that.
Yeah, I mean, tennis is you know, like ping pong. That's kind of like tennis. Like if tennis is a sport, ping pong's got to be a sport. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it fits all the same criteria.
Right. So back to.
But I don't really think they're. I mean, I don't know that they're sports. You know what I mean?
Well, I see what you're saying, Chili.
I do see what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I would kind of say that tennis and pickleball and ping pong are sports. And I actually would.
Because it stays the same.
Yeah, and golf isn't, because it's
Changes.
just this activity that you go do, and yeah, you can make competitions out of anything. You can make competitions out of throwing a piece of paper into a trash can, but that don't make it a sport.
So sports, you have to be an athlete to play, or you train to be an athlete.
I wouldn't really call a freaking ping pong player an athlete, but whatever.
And to do activities, you also have to be an athlete.
You don't have to be. But
Well, I mean, on a pro level,
what's an athlete?
somebody who is physically training, and then of course that takes a lot of mental thought and process too, to learn how to train and to be able to be instructed physically.
Is cheerleading a sport? That's a big one that people get offended of, and I'm like, I say no, but it's not a diminishing the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, cheerleading is just stupid in general. I'll diminish it by calling it stupid. I'm not diminishing it by saying it's not a sport. It's just not a sport. It's a thing.
So boxing's an activity.
anything that's judged,
That's what I
anything
was-
that's
That's
judged
where I was going.
is
with
not
it.
a sport.
But like boxing could not be judged depending on the
is.
performance of
But
the
it is.
athlete.
But it's being judged up until there's a knockout. It's being judged.
Oh.
Sorry, not a sport. You're doing this thing.
So
Sorry.
But
It's not
what-
diminishing it.
but what happens when the judges don't come into play?
Oh, they've been in play, and then they just bow out because you got knocked out. They're like, well, he won.
Yeah.
They still a decision. They say it's still a decision, quite frankly, because when somebody gets knocked out, that's worth in their judging system,
Mm-hmm.
1,000,000 points. So it's like you could be down in that fight, losing
Right.
every round, but boy, you got all the points back.
Who did Mickey Ward beat for the title?
I don't know.
You don't know who Mickey
You
Ward
know
is?
who Andre Ward is?
I know Andrew Galata.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
Sport or not a sport. Pretty interesting. Like I said, I can't say that I disagree with you.
Well, I disagree with myself. How do you like how I just didn't even explain any of that?
You did.
No, I mean I don't have a confined set of rules for any of that. I was just making up. I was just justifying whatever I didn't want to be a sport by making these random rules that just kept changing. I don't know what's a sport or not. I don't care. It's semantics.
So,
I made up a set of rules that I kept changing.
so
Under my rules, tennis could be a sport or it could not be a sport.
your certainty is
Does it have to have a ball
that women shouldn't be
involved
doing
in sports?
our activities. They should be staying at home, feeding the babies, washing the pots and pans, cooking mashed potatoes and fried chicken, weeding the garden, planting flowers, washing the clothes, making the bed, sweeping the floor,
I don't think there's anything
mopping
wrong.
the floor.
I don't think there's anything wrong with women doing those things recreationally.
Mopping the floor recreationally.
No, tennis
Oh, tennis,
or golf.
golf. Like, oh, I need a break from mopping the floor. Honey, will you take me out to play some golf?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You know,
I don't think there's anything wrong with women
Women-
playing sports recreationally.
there's nothing wrong with them fighting recreationally.
Oh yeah,
There is something wrong with it.
yeah.
What's wrong with it?
It's unbecoming. Yeah, I think it's fine for women. I don't believe there's really meant to be. Like, why do women play professional sports? I'm genuinely confused by that.
Why they play professional sports?
Yeah, because I would think it was okay if there was a market for it.
Yeah,
There isn't a market for it. The WNBA loses money.
right.
It's being propped up because of this women's rights thing. Like, legitimately.
The WNBA.
Yes. It's a women's rights revolution that even exists. Nobody watches it. There's no market for it. There's no interest in it.
You don't think there's any interest in women fighting?
A little bit there is, yeah, but it's because it's being promoted.
Right.
But that's not for that's the thing is I'm still against fighting even though there's interest in it because I think it's unbecoming of a woman. I think there's interest in it from men because they like that it's unbecoming and they think it's funny for two women to go out there and fight. It's kind of a sick thing.
I personally don't think it's funny.
It's kind of a sick thing.
Like I think they sure enough throw down.
It's kind of a sick thing.
Like take it serious and dang. I've seen a lot of the women fight be a lot better than a lot of the men's fight
No,
on the
you
card.
haven't.
Oh yeah.
Now see
Yeah.
that's what gets annoying. You're part of the problem. You've never seen a women's basketball game that was better than a man's basketball game.
No.
You've never seen a women's MMA fight that was better than than a low level men's fight.
Oh, yeah.
You've never seen it.
Absolutely.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The skill level displayed that you saw was nowhere near as good.
Well, you're talking a man versus a woman. You're right. But
That's what I'm talking about.
But woman versus woman.
Exactly. So you know what you're like? Dana White is like Michael Vick. Fighting dogs.
Well,
That's what he's like. That's what he's like. He's like, hey, let's throw out Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey and just watch them freaking fight. And I'll get all this money from it and not pay them and I'm gonna fight them like dogs.
Well, what about running? Like, when you men versus women running. Like, there's some women out there that can smoke some men.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, there is. Now, I'm not talking professionally. I'm talking like, all right. So if
Well,
I
yeah,
said-
Corn. There's women out there who can beat up men.
yeah, but that's few and far between.
It's pretty few and far between with this too, bud.
With running,
Yeah.
you think so?
Well, first of all, it's 0% in the professional world. Zero.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Zero.
Zero. Yeah.
And in the fighting world with men versus women, 0. Now, can you find a woman that can beat a man out there, like in your average population? You sure can. There's quite a few men that would lose to quite a few women
Fighting.
fighting. Running. In your general population, can you go into Walmart and find a woman and find a random group of guys and be like, y'all race, and she beat them? Sure. What does that prove?
Well, I'm just asking you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm asking you.
Asking me what?
Like you was comparing women fighters to men fighters, saying,
I said they're not as skilled.
yeah. I was asking you about running.
They're not as fast.
Because you're a runner.
They're not as fast.
That's why I'm asking you.
They're not as fast.
I'm not saying that women are comparable to men.
They're not as fast
Why?
because of how they were created and designed.
So they weren't created to be as fast.
Yeah, I don't believe that. You're talking about women as a whole and men as a whole. Women they're genetically. Yes, there's individual variance within a species, but women are not genetically made up to run as fast and lift as much and fight as well as men.
So
So,
they're not supposed to
not supposed to what?
do any of that.
I never said that.
No, I'm asking you.
No, I never said that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to lead you in that,
I said women shouldn't fight
right?
because it's unbecoming.
But recreationally,
No recreational fighting.
they can golf.
Yeah.
They can swim.
Yeah.
They can
Do
run.
whatever.
They can run. But
No rules.
but don't be like, hey,
I wanna get in there.
You wanna race me and see who wins, whoever wins, and that owes the other one supper. Don't do that.
Well, that's fine. That's recreation.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not saying that. You're saying that. That's recreation as well, Corn. That's recreation. That's, hey, let's go out in the yard and race. Okay.
So running is okay.
Why are you so tickled?
Golf is okay. A friendly game of basketball is okay.
Why are you, hold on.
What about just regular old
You're going to have to repeat this.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Hold on. Hold on.
We got dead air.
Hold on. Not really.
This podcast is brought to you by Yeti for a great drinking cup that keeps stuff hot and or cold. It won't keep it hot and cold. Hot or cold. Grab you a Yeti cup, a Yeti tumbler. They come in different various sizes, shapes, colors. Don't order them off Shane. Them are fake Yetis. Get this Yeti right here at Academy.
Where were we?
A woman can recreationally play golf,
Yeah.
basketball,
Yeah.
swim,
Yeah.
tennis, football, flag football.
Oh.
I said flag football.
Yeah, but even that. Get the flag out of your head.
Darts. But they cannot.
But only when a man's around is all this okay.
But they.
By the
can-
way,
but
women cannot go play recreational golf with another woman by themselves.
why?
Oh,
They
it's-
might hit each other.
No, it's ridiculous.
They might. Oh yeah, they're just out there joshing around.
Yeah, no.
But they can't recreationally fight.
Yeah, no.
What about jiu-jitsu?
No, all that's the same.
Karate?
No, all that's lumped
Krav
in.
Maga?
No.
Taekwondo?
No.
What about this cardio kickboxing?
No.
What about the professional yoga circuit?
I've never heard of it.
Is that okay for women to do?
Yeah.
Professional yoga?
Professional yoga?
Yeah.
Professional? I'm not sure what you're referencing. Like, do you believe there should be a woman who's a professional freaking weightlifter? Don't look at me. Look at me. I want you to look at me.
What's up, Bob?
Look at me. I want you to look at me. Do you really think there should be a professional women's weightlifter who's this big hulking woman trouncing around going, "Ugh, ugh," think that.
No. I don't
Exactly.
think they ought to do that. That's ridiculous. That's unbecoming of a woman.
Exactly.
Uh,
But like recreationally,
well,
Yeah.
what about video games?
what about them?
You know how they got the video game circuit?
I just don't think that should exist. Period.
The video game circuit?
No, like esports, where they play like,
Madden?
yeah, professionally.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you can make money doing it,
Yeah. You don't think
that'd be a pretty slick way to make money.
But what about a woman?
No.
No. She should be cleaning up the bedroom.
I mean, it's professional. We're not talking recreation.
So women shouldn't be professional.
At nothing.